Chloe Peterson says, sources confirmed to me, Caitlin Clark suffered a very mild bone bruise in her left ankle on August the 7th. So Caitlin Clark basically got hurt again. How did she get hurt again? I don't know. It's definitely looking hella spooky right now, because if Caitlin was hurt and supposed to have been not doing certain things, how do the Fever organization allow her to get hurt again?
Indiana Fever fans just got hit hard. Another injury. Another setback. Caitlin Clark, the player who's been filling arenas and changing the game, is now stuck on the sidelines again. And this time, it's not just a couple of missed games. It could mean her entire season. It feels like we're watching one of the WNBA's biggest stars get torn down piece by piece.
What were the odds that the Indiana Fever would miss the playoffs prior to this season taking place? Just there's so much fishiness going on in this league, and you just sniff around a little bit, you can tell. What is the payout for somebody who bet, the Indiana Fever with Caitlin Clark, with a new head coach, with all these new additions? What's the payout if they just, surprise, miss the playoffs? Indiana Fever reporters, beat writers, pawns, whatever you want to call them, they are suddenly reporting an August 7th ankle.
The numbers don't lie. Clark has already missed 22 games this season. 22. That's more than some players miss in their entire careers.
None of this stuff, like, why tell us now? None of this stuff is just, it's not making sense, man. I mean, this organization, man, it's being run like a mom and pop shop, bro. Like, God, like, what is going on? What is going on, man? I mean, it's ridiculous at this point. It's just flat out, it's absurd. I don't even, nobody knows what's going on. Everybody's liars. We can't get the truth about anything. There's a video of Caitlin Clark trying to jog. She looks awful just trying to trot. I mean, I don't know what's going on. This is terrible. I told y'all, it's a wrap. I don't want to say it's a wrap. I told y'all she's done for the season. It's a wrap.
This is the same Caitlin Clark who never missed a single game in 4 years at Iowa, who played every game in her rookie WNBA season. Now, she's stacking up injuries like trading cards. Left quad strain, left groin, right groin, and now a bone bruise in her left ankle while she was rehabbing. It's like watching a masterpiece get destroyed in slow motion.
Until yesterday, we knew about the quad injury earlier this summer. We knew about the groin injury that's kept her sidelined damn near the entire season. Now we are being told that Caitlin Clark suffered a bone bruise in her ankle during a workout 2 weeks ago. This poor girl is falling apart in her early 20s. Part of me understands the push to get Caitlin Clark back on the court. The Indiana Felines are barely hanging on to their playoff spot.
If you're enjoying this breakdown, make sure to subscribe. Now let's get real. This doesn't feel like bad luck anymore. This feels systematic. Clark's 2025 season started with so much hype. Indiana built a legit championship roster around her. Fans bought tickets, circled the schedule, and dreamed big. But reality hit hard, and those dreams are crashing down.
Because Caitlin Clark is the most covered player the WNBA has ever seen. So if she had an injury or tweak something or hurt something almost 2 weeks ago, you probably think we would have heard about it by now, right? Right. Scott Agnes reports Fever All-Star guard Caitlin Clark tweaked her left ankle during a workout in Phoenix, league sources told Fieldhouse Files. Chloe Peterson confirms this. Sources confirm to me that Caitlin Clark suffered a very mild bone bruise in her left ankle. A tweak, bone bruise, forget it.
The first domino? That quad strain, she missed 5 games. But when she came back, she dropped 32 points on the defending champs, the Liberty. For a second, it looked like she was back. But nope, the groin injury hit next, costing her 4 more games. And when she did return, she didn't look like herself. Just 12.5 points a game on 31% shooting. The spark wasn't there.
The Caitlin Clark injury situation is officially a mess because not only is there not more clarity, there's more confusion about what her timeline could be. And that's coming on the heels of it seeming to be pretty clear when Clark would return to the court, or about when she would return to the court. It was said on the ESPN broadcast on August 12th that Stephanie White hoped Clark would be back in practice this week. Open portion of practice, Clark is not seen. And Stephanie White afterwards said it's status quo until Clark is back at practice. Well, what changed? Right? I know there's never been a direct timeline, but all the signs seem to point in the direction of Clark returning.
Then came the right groin injury on July 15th against Connecticut. That's kept her out 13 straight games and counting. And just when you thought it couldn't get worse, she tweaks her ankle during rehab in August. A mild bone bruise, they said. But here's the truth. Once you're dealing with this many injuries, they pile up. They don't heal in isolation. It's a house of cards waiting to collapse.
I have no idea when Caitlin Clark is coming back or if she is coming back at all. Every time that they get asked, they just say TBD. We have no idea what's going on, which is, in my opinion, quite suspicious. You kind of know what is going to happen with an injury. The doctors can give you an estimate. The player can tell you, I'm not really feeling that great. I don't expect to be coming back, but she has been practicing with the team. Maybe she's going to come back for the playoffs and help them get that championship, or at least try to get the champion.
And here's the part that makes fans furious. This didn't come out of nowhere. It's the result of the league letting players treat Caitlin Clark like a tackling dummy. We've all seen it, the cheap shots, the shoves, the eye pokes, and refs just looking the other way. Remember Marina Mabrey knocking Clark down? They only upgraded it to a flagrant after the game. Or JC Sheldon going for her eyes. Over and over, players went after her, and nothing meaningful was done about it.
Yeah, it's crazy. They can't see all of these fouls and flagrants that's happening, especially when it comes to our precious CC, Caitlin Clark, at the end of the day, but they have time to pay attention to your podcast and finding you. You know what I'm saying? Because of you calling them out on they miss. You know what I'm saying? We don't care about them jive turkeys like they would say in the 70s. At the end of the day, keep it to yourself. Even if you did know when Caitlin Clark, aka my precious and our precious CC, was coming back, which we know she's not coming back. She's out for the rest of the season. She needs to stay out for the rest of the season because of this organization and the WNBA is a whole catastrophe.
Even Lisa Blutter, her Iowa coach, warned the league this was coming. She begged for tougher rules, real fines, ejections for dirty plays. But the WNBA? They were too busy counting the money Clark brought in to actually protect her. Now their biggest star is watching her season slip away, and fans are left with empty arenas and broken expectations. She's missed 60% of the season already. Think about that. The same player people were paying $600 plus just to see live is now only showing up in Instagram updates.
I can't stand Stephanie White because she keeps covering up and doing lies, and I find her very deceiving, and she lacks integrity. She don't tell the truth. Remember, she covered for Dewana Bonner, saying she had personal reasons and didn't tell the truth about it. And then she lied about Caitlin Clark's injury, where it was a lot severe than it was, but she said day to day, kept stringing a carrot. And then once again, she lied again and didn't say a word about her being hurt, getting her ankle hurt. What's up with this team being like very deceiving and not telling the truth and not like being transparent with the fans? Like, people love Caitlin Clark. They want to know what's going on. They're worried about her groin injury. Is she getting better? Is she not? We're all thinking, oh, she might be coming back soon.
To be fair, the Fever have held it together without her. 10-9 in the games Clark's missed. But come on, this team wasn't built to just survive. They were built to win a championship with Clark leading the way. Right now, they're barely clinging to a playoff spot, and injuries are spreading through the whole roster. Sydney Colson, Ari McDonald, Sophie Cunningham, all done for the season. Fever fans are beyond frustrated. Some want Clark shut down for the year. Others are demanding the league take responsibility for how she's been treated.
She is injured, but she suffered 3 lower leg injuries, and now we're talking about Caitlin Clark suffering a minor leg injury as well in practice, which has affected her shot while she was trying to play through her injuries, affected her shooting for her long distance, her jumping, her elevation. We all know what happens when you aren't right as a guard and you have to get lift and you have to score, you have to push off on your legs and your foot. You do not want to risk Caitlin Clark coming back and her suffering serious injury that may prolong her being out for even longer. That's not what you want to do. We've seen it happen to Kevin Durant. When he came back, he had a calf strain. We've seen it happen to...
Meanwhile, the WNBA has a huge problem. Their most marketable star, the one who sells out arenas and boosts ratings, is sitting on the bench. And while that's happening, the league is also dealing with wild off-court stories and embarrassing headlines. But nothing compares to losing Clark. Where was the so-called player safety task force when she was getting hit game after game? Where were the suspensions? The fines? The protection she deserved?
The storylines in the WNBA dump have been non-existent since Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese have been injured. Now with Sophie Cunningham out for the season, there are literally no stars in the WNBA. It would not surprise me if the Indiana Felines were being pressured by either the WNBA Players Union or the league itself. Hell, maybe both. It wouldn't surprise me if the Felines were being pressured to get the Roo from Waterloo back on the court. But like I've been telling you guys for weeks, Caitlin Clark is not coming back this season.
Here we are in late August. Only 9 regular season games left. And honestly, there's a real chance Clark doesn't play another minute this year. Her ankle's bruised, her groin still isn't healed, and time's running out. Even ESPN analysts are saying it. She's probably not coming back this season. That's crushing for Fever fans who thought 2025 was going to be the year.
This is the last thing that I'll say about that podcast interview. As Sophie did mention, she talked about Caitlin Clark briefly and her recovery, and she basically just said, like, it is a day-to-day thing. Caitlin doesn't even know when she will be back, so she didn't really give any more information than that, but I think a lot of fans are speculating, will Caitlin Clark be back? Because Sophie is now out for the season, will the Indiana Fever risk it by bringing Caitlin Clark back? If Sophie is out, do the Fever even have a chance in the playoffs? Why would you bring Caitlin Clark back? Should you bring Caitlin Clark back? Will she be practicing this week? They have a tough stretch of games. Are they going to bring her back against a team like the Minnesota Lynx? We just don't know. And I, like I've said in the past few videos, I don't think Caitlin Clark is coming back.
And the worst part, this was preventable. Every single one of these injuries could have been avoided if the league had done its job. If refs had actually called fouls. If the WNBA had cracked down on targeting. Instead, they let jealous vets and dirty players beat on her every night. Now the most exciting player in women's basketball is paying the price.
Is that something you and the medical staff just kind of reiterate with her? Just, hey, it's okay, take your time, there's a big picture we got to think about here?
Yeah, and I think just the experience throughout the year, trying to come back and come back quickly, has also taught her, that she needs to make sure that she's 100%. And yes, every competitor wants to play. But at the same time, doing it the right way and making sure after we've had a couple of setbacks that we're prioritizing her long-term health and wellness is the most important thing.
Fans who used to show up just to watch her warm up are now praying she even plays again this year. The media that built her up now just posts injury updates. And the league she carried into the spotlight is scrambling without her. Caitlin Clark's not just injured, she's the victim of a broken system. And unless something changes, we might never see her at the same explosive level again. This isn't just a setback. This is a full-on catastrophe. And the worst part, the WNBA could have stopped it.